Hey, what's up, everyone? Come on in from the waiting room here. I appreciate everyone for joining. We're talking about how to use AI for SEO without it hurting your website. So I'm very excited to share this stuff with you. I've been doing this for a while, last couple of years. My first reaction to ChatGPT was one of fear. As time went on, I got to start using it and getting excited about it and realizing that I'm going to be able to move even faster than most people because I know how to use this tool, but also because I know the skills behind doing excellent SEO work. And I've been doing SEO work for over 10 years. Initially, um, I'll give you that story here in a second. But I want to, if everyone doesn't mind engaging for a second in the chat, if you don't mind just telling us where you're coming from out there in the world. So drop your city and maybe your company name in the chat, will you? If you don't mind saying some of the names there, I might. We got Jack over here who's going to help me by telling me what's going down in the chat. Luis from New Jersey, what's up? Brian from Oklahoma City. What was it? Patriot Roofing from Arkansas, what's up? Connecticut, Chicago, Nebraska. All right, we got some folks in here. We're doing it. Well, I'm in Minneapolis, and it's what is it? Negative 14 degrees right now. It's terrifying. It's bad. I hope you guys aren't too cold. I hope you guys are less cold than I am right now. But Minneapolis is not small. It's 3 million people in the greater Twin Cities, and we ranked our company for a local term, Minneapolis web design, and then also Minneapolis SEO, which a lot of people search. Originally, we were a local focused agency. Now we're a home services marketing agency. I won't go into that whole story, but it's been an adventure. And I'm going to kind of teach you a little bit about some principles of SEO along with just how to use ChatGPT better. Because I've been using, I'm a super user now. Okay, I make my own GPTs. I love using it for all types of things, including brainstorming, leadership, and my favorite part is synthesizing information into ideas. So once you have a chunk of ideas, reimagining the patterns, finding things. So actually, let's get into this just real briefly, just 1 second about our company. We got over 150 five-star reviews. We do custom websites, transparent PPC, and consistent SEO. We've got over, it's like 32, 33 people in the company right now. And so we're doing this stuff every day for our clients. Next slide here. Question is why? So I think every good presentation starts with why. Why use AI? And I know you guys know this, but let's just go over it real quick. One, we're speeding up everything we're doing. Two, if your competitors are using it, and if you're not, they'll get way far ahead. It's literally like everyone's like, some people are like proud they're using AI. It's like we're all using AI. It's like being part of a fight where everyone's on steroids. Okay, if you're not taking steroids, you're screwed. So in a way, we got to be using this tool. Our SEO efforts are also now affecting AI results themselves. So going after more content and long form questions can feed AI the answers we want it to have. So not only are we going to go faster, and we're like we're on steroids, we're also affecting the AI results now. So another additional benefit than just traditional SEO. Next slide. But we don't want to hurt our website. And if you're just sitting there churning out repetitive content, you're just posting basic ChatGPT content. You're just saying, hey, should I replace my siding and my roof at the same time, make this into a blog post? It's usually similar content, if not the exact same content as somebody across the country doing that exact same thing. So in SEO, just to give kind of like a basic SEO lesson, duplicate content is not good. If we're posting the exact same thing as somebody over there, why would it be different? Why would Google say, okay, this content is better than that content? There has to be something about it that's actually better. Go try it now. Like have somebody you know across the room or whatever say like when to repair or replace a roof, and then you do a blog post, say make a blog post when to repair or replace a roof. You'll see the content is often very, very similar. So that would be duplicate content, which is not good for SEO. But how to not hurt your website is to give it more context. Give it an angle. Give it deeper instructions that fit a more tightly defined custom intent. One really quick way to do that is anytime you're doing any kind of blog content is just make sure you give it your differentiating features and say, hey, I want you to do a call to action at the end of this. And my company name is this. And these are 3 things we do different than our competitors, and utilize those at the end of the content and maybe work them a little bit into the content. That would immediately set this article just a little bit better than the vanilla ChatGPT content that's out there already. Next one. 3 real quick ways to use AI better in general, right? Like we're all getting better at this. I know you guys are too. I know I'm not talking to a bunch of people that aren't using AI already. Actually, let me ask that. Have you already been started using AI for SEO? So say I've been using AI, say yes in the chat if you've already been using AI for some SEO. How many people do we got in there right now? All right, we've got. Okay, so one big tip that I've started to do actually the last few months that really helps is ask ChatGPT to help you write the prompt. So say, hey, I'm actually trying to write a prompt. It's going to help me write a blog post, but I want it to be unique and I want it to be better than other people's. And this is a little bit more about my company. Give it context, but have it write the prompt for you. So basically it's a little bit of a meta thing to do. Let's have it write the prompt and then use that prompt to, in the chat. So who better to tell ChatGPT how to do its job than ChatGPT? So it feels like a meta thing to do, but it really helps the quality of the prompts that we're doing. And then you can also take note of what principles it utilized in its prompting and utilize those for your other prompts. You guys know this one, I bet. Act as a well-known expert in your industry. So you tell it at the beginning what you want it to act as. And then what do you want it to write like? And I use things like I want it to write short, punchy, NLP style. That's neuro-linguistic programming. It's just a very simple sentence structure that's a little bit more like people talk versus like sometimes, ChatGPT just is a little verbose versus when people talk, it's simple, right? So ensure it's human sounding and avoids common ChatGPT phrases. And sometimes I actually put, like once you get a list of things you don't want to say, like I don't want ChatGPT to say, in conclusion. Because you know how it does that every single time and you can immediately tell it's ChatGPT. So you just make a list of all the things that you don't want it to say. I don't like it when you say this. It'll allow you to a little quicker. We're gonna actually start to give you some prompts here. So actually, I think on the next slide or the next couple slides, let's go to the next one. Here's an example of a way to do this well. Like I've said, you gotta give it context. And one of the best ways to give it context is actually find a YouTube video from a subject matter expert or utilize your YouTube video or somebody on your team's YouTube video. Let's say you got a guy who's just an absolute expert in siding. You have him walk through a whole process. It's in-depth, it's very specific. It's, he's describing what he's doing, etc. Then you take that, even if it's not yours, you can go find this on YouTube. You can just go to the bottom underneath the description. There's a spot that says transcript. You toggle that on. If you're on desktop, it comes up on the right side. You can toggle timestamps. You can take off your timestamps. And so then you can just copy that entire transcription and then use this prompt. Turn this video transcript into an SEO optimized blog post for this keyword with takeaways and FAQs. Boil key points up into headlines, should say headlines, so someone can scan it easily I sprinkle in a few sections with bullet points, use statistics and a few quotes from reputable sources, work in a call to action for your business for our business at the end. Our company name is blank and our differentiating features are blank, blank, and blank. So once you click this and you put you have to paste the whole transcription in there, it will turn that into a blog post. Now it's not just pulling from anywhere on the internet, which we all know sometimes that information can be suspect. But it's got your subject matter expert that you found a video on that's smart and their perspective all in there. And it will fill in the gaps with AI. So this is a huge one. I'm using this constantly. I'm turning YouTube transcripts into blog posts.
Okay.
Modify the content a little bit. I think the first thing is like the first couple sentences, just at least make sure that it's like short, punchy sentences at the beginning, and then maybe modify the content a little bit. And I do want to remind you guys, please ask questions if you've got them. This is a live webinar. I get bored easily just like you do. If there's something I can specifically address about what you've got going on, I might not answer it immediately, but feel free to ask questions and I'll shout you out. So this is an example. That was a 2-minute video and it turned it into this blog post. Do birds' nests affect my roof and siding? This is a question real people ask. There's a keyword. You do want to know it's something that people are actually asking. But turn this whole thing into a blog post that quick. And you can scan this QR code and get all the prompts. Or just go to hookagency.com/prompt and you can get all the prompts for today. In one document, it's a Google Doc, just copy and paste off there. It's not editable, so yes.
Brian is asking, can you give one example of a file name?
Yeah, just like so an example of a file name for an image would be like if we find a bird's nest in an eave on a roof that's like causing a bit of damage, we find that image somewhere else on the internet, and then we save it to our computer. We save it birds-nest-roof-problems-siding. That's just all the keywords I can think of off the top of my head that this might rank for. That will allow you to be more likely to rank. And some people are just looking for images, but it also leads people back to this blog post. And then I'm going to insert it into this blog post, probably beneath the first couple paragraphs. And then I try to add like 2 or 3, maybe even 5 images to every single blog post. And I try to make them useful ones that would actually help people. So sometimes I'll find other people's graphs, statistics. Sometimes I'll make a graph or something like that, or I'll find data and turn it into a graph. But it's always useful to kind of include some images that will actually help people with the problem that you're dealing with. All right, let's go to the next one. This one's if you've got traffic, right? Let's say you go to your Google Search Console. It's a free tool. You should have it. It's related to Google Analytics, but it's specifically about what people are searching on Google. Google Search Console. Get into it if you're not. This is huge on SEO. I'm going to go to my Google Search Console. That thing that's circled in red, I'm going to export and I'm going to choose keywords. So it will have different things you can export. You can export the pages, etc. I want to export the terms or the keywords. I'm going to export it. Click it. Download it as a CSV. I've got all my keywords. Everything that anyone searched for my website, I can download it with all the clicks, all the impressions. This is a free tool, guys. This is crazy. First of all, if you haven't gotten into Google Search Console, it's amazing. Click it, get it all. We've got all of our keywords. Now I'm going to put it into ChatGPT and I'm going to say, analyze the search query data to identify the highest opportunity keywords for content improvement, expansion, and backlink acquisition. Specifically, find queries ranking in positions 6 through 20 and then determine which ones have impressions that far exceed the average impressions for their ranking position. Prioritize them in descending order of opportunity based on impressions. The output should clearly indicate which queries present the best opportunities for optimization and link building efforts. So I put the CSV into ChatGPT, I attach it, and I put that thing in there, that prompt, and Boom. What do we got now? We got an ordered list of all the opportunities, the keywords that are most likely to rank, like we could get more traffic from them if we improve the ranking. So we just need to increase the content on those pages, make the content better, and get links from other websites back to those. Yes.
And it says, what do you recommend to grow our traffic?
The biggest thing is always going to be more content and more links. Now, in this case, you're looking at what is already working. Why is this good? So I'll go a little bit more into the general principle of growing traffic, but in this situation, we're focused on what's already doing well. And that's good because if you're doing well already, it's way easier to swing the door wide open than it is to crack the door for the first time. So ideally, you're looking at things that are actually doing well already and you're pushing them up because you're already seeing there's opportunity. This isn't theoretical. I'm already ranking for these things. Let's rank more for them. In this case, it's adding content. Let's say you go to, people also ask boxes on Google for that term. Look at all the questions other people are asking, take those, make those into additional content and add those to that page or put those on a blog post. And then get a link back from another website to that page. Safe one is just your brand name. So let's say, let's go to the next thing for a second. In our case, this is from our website. Let's say construction company names. I can go get a link from another website. You can look up guest posts or niche edits are two ways to do this. Or I can talk to a friend and be like, hey, could you link to my blog post on construction company names? Talk to another, you can call somebody up across town that, let's say you own a roofing company and you're talking to, you can call a pest control company that's your friend and be like, hey, can you link to my blog post on birds' nests on roofs? Like that actually works. And you could also pay them money if you're not close friends. You can say, can I just give you $150 to link to this blog post? So really, this is a breakdown of the most important things that you're going to have to do in general for SEO to increase your traffic. We have to get more content onto our website for things people are actually searching. And the way to find those things that people are searching is looking through Ahrefs, ahrefs.com, or SEMrush, semrush.com. What I do is I have guesses about what people are searching. I think somebody's going to be searching about the bird's nest on roof problem. I know that because I actually saw it on a client's website, but I think somebody's going to be searching that. So I Google it. I take the top result, the link, and then I put it into one of my tools, SEMrush or Ahrefs, and I see what it's actually ranking for. Now I know, hey, because you can see all the keywords that page is ranking for. So then you create content about that. Let's go back to the last page for 1 second just to wrap this up. Earning links to those pages, adding FAQs to the ends of pages, adding images and videos, and doing on-page SEO for those pages. Certainly on-page SEO is probably too deep of a topic for this webinar. It is essentially creating additional value on these pages and making sure that it's well ordered. And it's a little deeper than that, but I'm just going to give you the basics, which is using subheadlines, using images, using interlinking throughout the website. I already feel like I'm too deep for this particular webinar, but let's go to the next slide. I'm going to keep diving deeper, but here's an easy one. Here's a tool real quick. alttext.ai. It's a plugin. You install it and configure it on your WordPress website, and then it has a spot on there to rewrite it basically looks at the image. AI looks at the image and it figures out what that image is, and it's going to write alt text for you automatically with AI. How cool is that? That is so much easier than it used to be. It's getting cool. And then under the section, there's a ChatGPT section. You can actually give it custom instructions. So in my case, I put rewrite in an authoritative, clear, concise, actionable way, and matching and recognizing that this is on this company's website, because I want it to kind of lead back to our company if something's reading that. But you can do that however you want. You can have it, ChatGPT, rewrite the alt text. So it's not just a vanilla explanation of the image. It could also include other things. Just ensuring that the alt text is concise, etc. Here it is. This is written by AI. And actually you can also mix in AI pictures, right? I use ChatGPT to create featured images all the time. Now it's not that good sometimes. Like this top one, this one on the left is like I was like trying to get it to show a guy knocking a door, and it's like, well, he's going out the door. So it's a little imperfect. But the point is like I'm using those, I'm mixing them in with real images. So it's not all AI. You don't go to my blog and it's just like all AI pictures, but I mix them in occasionally, especially when I can't find an image that's exactly how I want. Um, but yeah, this is it. AI just writing alt text. How cool is that? Crazy. All right, let's go to the next one. Content analysis to outline better content. So, like I kind of mentioned, the backwards search method. Essentially, you have a guess for what the keyword is. You put that into Google. You look at the top results. Sometimes I skip the like biggest company results like Angie or BBB or something like that because their website is so authoritative that usually the content's not that good and it's still ranking. But essentially you want to find another home service business like yours or a roofing business or whatever and click that one. Grab the URL from that one and put it into Ahrefs or SEMrush to see what it's actually ranking for. So maybe I thought it was like one thing, but then it's telling me another thing. It's telling me it's actually ranking for new HVAC system cost 2,000 square feet, which weirdly has 4,000 people searching it a month and has 3 difficulty, which is super easy to rank for. So we're going to make an article on that, right? But you can also take the top 2 to 3 links and add them to your prompt and say, analyze these top 2 to 3 ranking articles for the keyword new HVAC system cost 2,000 square feet. Identify content gaps, weaknesses, and missing expert insights. Generate an outline that is 10 times better and more comprehensive. Also suggest unique data, expert quotes, and media elements to include. You may also want to include, don't hallucinate anything. I only want real data. ChatGPT is getting better about that, but make sure you're not including stats that aren't real, because I've seen it output some stuff. I'm like, where'd you get that stat? It's like, no, nothing. I'm not doing anything with it. And you're like, no, that's not a real stat. You made that up, ChatGPT. So make sure it's real stuff. You identify articles with a similar intent that A, Google is respecting, and B, that you want on your website, right? Maybe it's for a different type of you want to make sure that the article is something that you would actually want on your site. And then do the extra things. Like I think like people get this twisted. They think AI by itself, like if I just want to press a button, it'll do everything. It's not there yet. I'm sure we're all headed there. I try not to be scared. But what you do want it to do though is like if you just add a little bit of human touch to everything and actually do the other things that are kind of hard along with the AI helping you, you're going to have a much better result. The reason some people, like I said, there are dangers to doing vanilla ChatGPT content and churning out 400-word blog posts over and over and over again. But if you do the extra little things and you actually modify it a little bit and you make it an actually good piece of content that somebody wants to like read, and it's got like useful images and maybe even a video embedded and stuff like that, it's much more likely to actually help your website's ranking. So just do the little bit of extra stuff. It's not just, oh, ChatGPT and we're done. It's ChatGPT plus a little bit of extra stuff. And you're going to have a much better result. All right, next one. This is just an example of what it came up with. It came up with this outline. You can use it. I think a lot of times ChatGPT is best when you use it as a thinking tool, but also like help it speed up your research. So let's say I actually did write part of the article or whatever, like I can go quicker because there's a bunch of information there. And actually I'm writing a book right now. No one's supposed to know about that, but I'm writing a book. And I'm not using ChatGPT for the content, but I am, like every time I would normally go to research something, I'm asking, hey, can you find me a couple statistics on this and like tell me where you found them, etc. And then it's like allowing me to write quicker because it's doing the research for me. Next slide here. Competitive keyword research. Man, this is crazy. These are all things I used to do by hand, one at a time, like super slowly. I still do them a little bit, but like I honestly came up with this one while I was making this, and I was like, this is sick. So if you go to Ahrefs, it is a premium thing. I think the lowest is like $100 or something like that. But you can go to your competitor's website. You can export all the keywords that they rank for. Then you put that CSV into ChatGPT and you say identify keywords likely driving revenue by looking at high cost per click, strong organic traffic, and buyer intent. And then focus those rankings in the top. Focus on those ranking in the top 10 and appearing in key SERP features like featured snippets or local pack. And all of a sudden we have this quick list. And go to the next one real quick just to see what it looks like. We have this quick list of the things that actually are probably making the money. So we don't just want to copy all of our competitors' keywords. We want to copy the ones that are most likely making the money. And you can do this by hand too. So if we go back to the last one, you can see what it's looking at. It's looking at CPC. So if somebody would spend money on this, cost per click from Google Ads, it's probably one that makes them money, right? Like, so it's not that complicated, but it's just can speed this up to help us find keywords that will actually make us money, and then add those keywords to your content calendar. And like people, the next question is obviously going to be like, how much content should I be creating? Well, create a couple a week at least. A couple articles, a couple landing pages, backwards engineer what's working for you. So in addition to your content calendar, say, this is a competitive, and like I just have the title that I want to go after, or the keyword, the title. So all right, with that keyword, let's go to the next one real quick, just for 1 second. AC repair Bossier City. I'm going to make the title is like #1 AC repair company in Bossier City, right? That's the title. Keyword is AC repair Bossier City. I put a column with the volume so I know how much people are searching it, and then I say that where it came from. So I say competitive analysis. So now I can see on my content calendar at a glance all the blog posts or keyword landing pages that are from competitive analysis. And this will allow us to move quicker. You know, whoever's writing your content, whether it's you or somebody else, to kind of see that and to build it out that way. One more second on that last one. Just want to make sure I'm getting through all enough. Backwards engineer what's working for them. So put the URL also on that spreadsheet so that somebody can look at what's working for them. And then obviously, I'm just going to keep saying this, but earn links from other websites back to the website for pages with methods like guest posting and niche edits. And then we can go to the next idea here. Find Facebook. This one's sweet. These are all so, I mean, I know I wrote this, but these are all pretty good. These are kind of cool. And I'm using these now, and I've used them a bunch, and I like them a lot. And they're ranking on my website. So find Facebook groups with perspectives on common homeowner questions. So an example, I found this one yesterday as I was looking this up, HVACR, AC heating question and answers. That's a Facebook group. You could go there now. Find ones where there's a bunch of other people in your industry commenting on something. And in this case, it's cool because it's a homeowner asking the question, and there's a bunch of homeowners asking questions in there. So I like that, where it's like homeowner questions and then it's contractors answering. This person's talking about their heat pump icing up after rain. And you get a bunch of answers. I copy all those answers. I open up all the answers in Facebook, open them all up, because you have to say read more, so they're all open. And then I copy from the question all the way down to the lowest possible answer. And then if you go on the next one, I'm saying, turn this question on Facebook in the best 3 to 5 subsequent comments based on expert information on the web. So I'm basing who's actually right based on other information, but into an expert style roundup blog post, including as much of each comment as possible, giving actionable information and giving a call to action at the end for our company, whatever your company name is, whose differentiating features are prompt, community driven, family oriented, or whatever your differentiating features are. So now you get this, which not only gives like quick answers for this blog post, but it also gives people's perspectives. And the ideal is then you copy that, but you also attribute those answers back to those companies and link to their websites. So then I have to go look at Robert Iannucci. What is his company name? And then I'm going to link to their website. I'm going to put their company name in there. I'm going to link to their website. Let's go back one. Finding companies, linking back to their websites, and then including images, video on the topic, etc. Okay, so one last tip on this. You're not always going to be in a place to write these posts, but all I do is when I'm out and about on the internet, and I do encourage you as a contractor to engage in groups like this, engage in local Facebook groups in particular, but also in these types of groups. I just say add to saved posts. So I'm going to add everything that could be a roundup to saved posts on Facebook. And then I'm going to come back later, and when I have time, I'm going to turn them into these roundup blog posts. Once again, we're including a tight amount of like subject matter expertise versus the entire internet, which isn't that interesting. And when you have takes from individuals, specific individuals, you're more likely to, it's engaging. It's engaging when it's like Robert Iannucci from whatever heating and air. That's more interesting than just vanilla ChatGPT. All right, let's get, and it's also like unique, right? It's unique to include a bunch of experts or HVAC technicians' takes. All right, this is just cutting edge stuff. I'm not like actually super into this yet, but this is, there's AI operators. So ChatGPT will now kind of like essentially act like a robot on the internet for you and do tasks. So in this case, Chris Long performed a Google search for the query. Basically, he made the operator. This is on the $200 a month plan of ChatGPT. He had it. He had an operator perform a competitive analysis for the query, how to ski moguls. After a pretty simple prompt, the operator did the following. It performed a Google search for the query, correctly clicked to just the organic search results, scrolled through and copied the text of every page, analyzed the extracted text, gave him insights on the most common sections competitors used and which competitors used them, and created a content outline based on that data. What? Where are we headed? I mean, it's so cool. So a couple drawbacks. It requires a $200 a month OpenAI subscription. It is slow. So some of this I feel like we are doing with the other thing already without having to do 10 minutes. 10 minutes is too long for me. You know what I mean? And then the output wasn't always as detailed as I would have liked. So just to give some, clarity, the best part about it is that it gets real SERP data instead of just what's in ChatGPT's knowledge base. It's cool though, and it's where things are going. So keep paying attention. And if you're really getting into this, start experimenting with operators. All right, next. So for you guys, what's your take? What's the right amount of AI? I'm happy to discuss this for a second. Where have you found the most usefulness in AI, and where's its limitations? What have you seen as a limitation of AI? I would love if we have a little engagement here, and I want to try to involve you guys on this if possible. My main thing is like you got to give it information to get good information. You have to give it tighter information. That's why I like the YouTube taking the content from YouTube and then pasting it in there, because you're taking a tighter amount of information. And in the case of keyword research and stuff like that, it's not good at keyword research on its own because it doesn't have access to Ahrefs and SEMrush. But if you grab and extract the information from Ahrefs or SEMrush and put it in there, it can help you with keyword research and competitive analysis. So, all right, let's go to the next one. Any questions? Any questions at all on this topic? I would love it if we get one or two at least to just make sure this thing is all right. No questions. Did I scare everyone off with the super technical stuff? I'm sorry if it was too technical. I apologize. I do hope that. Yeah, we got one question.
One of them before it says, how do you get it to have a
Mm. Yeah, I think you need to know what your company voice is. What's that? Yeah, so how do you have ChatGPT have a unique voice? One way, and actually I should have included this, but you can give ChatGPT unique instructions that it uses for every single time. So for instance, if you go into your settings, your overarching settings, your profile, um, you're able to, there's like a custom instructions to use every time. And you can give it like, I want you to be punchy. I want you to be short. I want you to avoid common ideas. I want these to be novel and interesting. And I want them to be useful and actionable. Be direct to the point, be amusing, but never make jokes. Give all of those specific criteria that you like in the way you talk and the way your company talks. And then you can put those in the custom instructions to be used every time, particularly when it's writing for you. Yes.
Aaron said, with ChatGPT, I've noticed it produces the same exact content layout. For example, like a location service page. Do you have a good prompt to make it change up the content structure so it's not repetitive?
Um, I think right now I'm kind of asking it to do certain things. Um, I'm so it depends on what I'm writing at that time. I'm asking it, hey, if that was the case for me, I'd say, oh, I'll just repeat the question. So on location landing pages or different types of content, ChatGPT is repeating itself. It's doing similar things on that page. So in that case, I would just ask it to do something differently. I just have it rewrite things multiple times. Sometimes, so I'm not like the craziest pro on this. I still just ask it, oh, if it's repeating itself, I say, hey, can you make that a little different? Can you alternate sections? Can you make some sentences long and some short? Can you use bullet points occasionally? Because if you tell it to use bullet points, it'll just use them all the time. But essentially, I just give it more notes and then I let it go again. Yes.
Aaron said, I use ChatGPT to help write posts for our social media pages. I don't have much experience with our Google page yet. Can you elaborate more on how to use it for Google? Hope that's not too broad.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing is that ideally you can learn a little bit of SEO along the way. So using it for blogging and using it for location landing pages are the two obvious ways to use it for content, right? But learning some SEO will help you use it better. So if you don't know any SEO, it'd almost be better if you just learn a little bit of SEO first. And the first couple places I would start: keyword research and competitive analysis. Keyword research probably is the first one. So if you focus on that and you get good or decent at keyword research and you use a tool like Ahrefs or SEMrush, then ChatGPT can help you bridge the gap as far as content production, as long as you're asking it to make it unique. I think a lot of it was in this, so go rewatch this after this is done. It will be like, it's basically like telling it to make the content more unique in different ways. Yes.
AI has hurt our ranking and we are working on humanizing our site. I feel like this is the wrong approach, but what do you suggest?
Um, he's saying that AI has hurt their ranking and that they're working on humanizing the approach. So this is basically the whole thrust of this conversation today is around like, we can't just use AI. AI by itself is only a tool to maybe speed up content production, but if you relied on it 100% and it was just AI, it will affect your site negatively. And that's why it's so important that you're not just using AI. So you need to, and it's also, it has to be unique content. At the beginning, I talk about how AI, if you just ask it a question and make it write a blog post on its own, it's going to be very similar to a piece of content across the country. So you have to ask it to make it unique, but you also want to modify this content a little bit at the beginning, at the end. Make sure the headlines are good. Add images, add videos, add things. So from my point of view, it should never just be AI. That's going to hurt your site. I see a lot of people shoveling out a lot of AI, and it's just pure AI. It's going to hurt your website.
Luis is asking, does asking ChatGPT give you the top keywords for my industry in a local area a bad idea? Is that what he's done?
Yeah, so that's not going to work. So honestly, ChatGPT will try to make it seem like it's answering your question, but it does not have the keyword volume. It doesn't know how much people are searching it. It doesn't know how difficult that is to rank for. That's why you want to use a blend of Ahrefs and SEMrush data and ChatGPT. You know how it does it. Like ChatGPT will make up an answer if it doesn't know an answer, right? So it's making up what it thinks you want to hear. And it might base it off of a blog post out there that's some approximation of the truth, but it's not going to be accurate for your situation. So that's why I want you to use a blend of one of these keyword tools and ChatGPT. Now, is ChatGPT going to get better and maybe one day access keyword data from a real source that knows the data? Maybe. Right now, it doesn't. And it's not available. That keyword data is not available on Google just as like a page, so, or Bing. So it can't find that keyword data always and bring it back to you. So there is an element of we need to use a blend of the actual tools and ChatGPT. And it kind of does it a disservice. It probably should tell you, hey, I actually don't have the actual data for that. But it doesn't. It makes up something. And that's one of the limitations of ChatGPT. All right, I'm just going to go through a couple of our services real quick. I appreciate everyone being part of this. We do custom websites, starter SEO, aggressive SEO, paid ad management, local service ads, and GBP management. This is another tool. If you go to the next one real quick, we have a tool that, so Jake Hofer from Built Right says, I work with Vinny for my PPC ads, and he's an absolute wizard at his craft. Keywords have improved by 500%. First page in 5 different cities. One more slide here. Beautiful website. This is an example of our AI tool, rankmap.ai, that helps you rank higher on Google Maps. We do a mixture, once again, of human and AI as part of this, and that's what I'm going to keep on recommending, human and AI. In this case, we manually update your Google business profile based on our best practices, based on the things that we know work, and then we use AI to post to your Google business profile and to add images to your Google business profile on a daily basis and respond to reviews. Because these are the things that Google is looking at. And it allows us to scale what works on Google business profile with a little bit of human and a lot of automation. So if you check out rankmap.ai, that's our service that also uses AI. And then this is an example of our traditional SEO, our local rankings. We have a local rank tracker that allows you to see how your rankings are going up. We'd love to work with you on our traditional SEO as well. We have that starter SEO for 2K or the aggressive SEO for 4.8K a month. We're not cheap, but we are the best. Hook better leads with a Google specialized team that cares. We do real in the trenches stuff. So part of the thing is that we are, and you can take down the slides for a second, but we are a Google marketing team that focuses on the trades, specifically HVAC, roofing, plumbing, but we work with all different types of home services. And we actually care about these industries. I feel like we are trying to learn about them more aggressively than most. So a lot of people are up in their ivory tower looking down on the trades and saying, hey, we can do marketing for you, trying to talk over their head. I'm not trying to talk over your head. I'm trying to make things as simple as I possibly can, be as useful as I possibly can, and I hope if it's appropriate for you to work with us that you reach out. So hookagency.com/call to book a call. And we are, like, for instance, we've roofed a house. I've helped install an AC unit. We've helped dig trenches. Like, well, really what we're trying to do is understand these industries a little bit better than our competitors and really understand what people that are doing the work and the value they provide. And we're grateful. We're grateful for the people that do this work. We're grateful for, a roof over our head, running water, and the fact that I'm warm right now in negative 17-degree weather. So we're grateful. Thank you guys for being part of this. And thank you everyone that does that thankless work in the office too. Appreciate you guys. If you're in this industry, we'd love to serve you. I hope some of these tips, go rewatch this, and I hope that, I think we'll send it out tomorrow or something. We're sending it out tomorrow so you can rewatch the whole thing from scratch. Hopefully one or two of these things resonate with you. Hopefully we help you work on your rankings. But otherwise, we'd love to do some of this for you to help you rank on Google. We're happy to do that if appropriate. Otherwise, I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for being part of it, and I'll see you on the next one.